You've lost plants to drought before. You know that feeling. Come outside after a hot week and everything is brown, crispy, dead. All that time, all that money, all that hope. Gone. What if you never had to feel that again? These 10 fruit bushes were built for exactly this. Deep roots that chase water underground. Leaves that lock moisture in when the sun is brutal. And when winter hits, they don't flinch. While everything else dies, goes black, or simply gives up, these bushes just wait. And the moment temperatures rise, they come back harder, fuller, more productive than the season before. Drought can't stop them. Winter can't kill them. Neglect can't slow them down. Plant them once, and they produce season after season, decade after decade. But here's what surprised me most. One of these bushes actually produces more fruit after a brutal winter. Stay with me because that one alone is worth the next few minutes of your time. Before you keep watching, comment your state. If you ignore your USDA zone, you might pick the wrong plants from the start. I'll be pointing out the right zones as we go. Watch for yours. Plant 10, the Apache blackberry. Let's be honest, most people don't want to wrestle with a thorny bush just to get a small handful of berries, especially in peak summer heat. That's where the Apache blackberry stands out. This variety is completely thornless, which means kids can harvest safely without scratches turning your backyard into a snack zone instead of a hazard. Once established, it's also more drought-tolerant than many traditional blackberry types, thanks to its ability to develop deep roots that search for moisture below the surface. You can expect large, glossy berries with a consistent yield over many years, especially if the plant is given a strong start. Choose a sunny location, loosen the soil, and dig a hole about twice the width of the root ball to encourage root expansion. During the first growing season, water deeply once a week instead of frequent light watering to train the roots to grow downward. After that, maintenance becomes minimal. With basic care and occasional pruning, this is a reliable, low-effort berry plant that fits well into a long-term resilient garden. Plant 9. The loquat. The loquat offers something most fruit trees don't: a harvest when almost nothing else is producing. It typically ripens in late winter or early spring, which makes it especially valuable in regions where food production has a seasonal gap. The fruit has a balanced flavor, often described as a mix of peach and citrus, making it appealing even to children who are usually picky with fruit. Once the tree is established, it can tolerate periods of drought and light frost better than many tropical-looking plants would suggest. It also stays evergreen, which helps maintain structure and visual interest in the garden year-round. For best results, plant it in well-draining soil with full sun or partial shade. Mulching around the base helps retain soil moisture and regulate temperature. A useful tip for improving fruit quality is thinning. When the fruits are still small, remove a portion of them so the tree can direct energy into fewer, larger, and sweeter fruits. This small step can significantly improve your harvest without requiring extra inputs. Know a friend who's tired of seeing their garden dry up. Tag them or share this. Let's help more families grow food that actually lasts. Plant 8, the quince. Quince is one of those rare fruit trees that quietly performs without demanding much attention. It has a long history of cultivation and is known for tolerating a wide range of conditions, including dry summers and colder winters. While it may not be eaten raw due to its firm texture and tartness, it becomes highly valuable in the kitchen once cooked. The flesh softens, turns a rich pink color, and develops a fragrant, slightly floral sweetness. From a gardening perspective, quince is a practical choice for those who want consistent yields without constant maintenance. It can adapt to less than perfect soil and still produce a substantial number of fruits each season. To plant, choose a sunny location and prepare the soil by loosening it and adding organic matter if available. A thick layer of mulch will help conserve moisture and reduce stress during hot periods. Harvest timing is important. Pick the fruits when they are still firm but aromatic. They will continue to ripen indoors, making storage and use more flexible while filling your home with a noticeable fragrance. Plant 7. The Texas Persimmon. If you're looking for a tree that truly plays the long game, the Texas persimmon is worth considering. This native species is well adapted to hot, dry climates and poor, rocky soils, where many other fruit trees struggle. Instead of demanding constant care, it focuses on slow, steady growth, building a strong root system that allows it to handle drought conditions once established. The fruit is small and dark purple to black, when fully ripe with a naturally sweet flavor that becomes enjoyable only at the right stage. Timing matters here. If picked too early, the fruit can taste astringent, but when fully softened, it develops a rich date-like sweetness. That makes it a good low-intervention crop that rewards patience rather than constant attention. For planting, choose a well-drained, sunny location and avoid overwatering in the early stages. The first couple of years are mainly about root development, so visible growth may seem slow. Over time, it becomes a highly durable tree that can produce for decades, making it a practical addition to a long-term, low-maintenance garden. If you want more no-nonsense guides on building a garden that actually lasts, hit that subscribe button and join our community of smart growers. Plant 6. The Agarita. I once met a gardener who was tired of neighborhood dogs and people trampling through his flower beds. Instead of building an ugly plastic fence, he planted a row of Agarita. Within 2 seasons, his intruder problem vanished. Why? Because Agarita has sharp holly-like leaves that act like a natural, beautiful barbed wire fence. But here's the kicker: while it was protecting his property, it was also feeding his family. This native treasure is a total survivalist. It lives on rocky slopes under the blasting sun with zero extra water, producing bright red berries that make the most legendary jelly and wine you've ever tasted. It's the ultimate double win. You get permanent privacy, a natural security guard, and a gourmet harvest every spring, all from a plant that thrives on pure neglect. Setting this up is simple. Find a sunny, dry spot and let the roots settle into the soil without overthinking it. This plant actually hates being pampered, so once it's in the ground, your job is basically done. When it's time to harvest, don't even think about picking the berries by hand unless you want to get poked. The real pro move is to spread a tarp underneath and give the branches a quick shake. The ripe berries fall right off, keeping your hands safe and your jars full. But wait, if you think these are tough, just wait until we hit the top 3. The one spot is a plant that literally produces 3 different types of food from one single branch and thrives even if you forget to water it for an entire month. Plant 5. The Chickasaw Plum. The Chickasaw plum is a practical choice if you want a plant that can expand on its own over time. Unlike many fruit trees that stay in one place, this species spreads through root suckers, gradually forming a small grove. That means a single planting can eventually turn into a larger, productive area without additional cost or effort. It is well adapted to dry conditions and can often be found growing naturally along roadsides or open land, which gives a good indication of its resilience. The fruit is typically small, with a balance of tartness and sweetness, making it suitable for fresh eating or processing into jams and preserves. To get it established, plant in a sunny area with space for it to spread. During the first season, keep the soil slightly loose and provide occasional deep watering to encourage root development. After that, it becomes largely self-sufficient. Allowing some fruit to fall and decompose naturally can also help new plants emerge, gradually creating a low-maintenance, self-renewing food source. Plant 4. The pomegranate. Pomegranate is one of the most reliable fruiting plants for hot, dry climates. It has been cultivated for centuries in arid regions, which makes it naturally adapted to high temperatures and limited water once established. Instead of struggling in the heat, it often performs better with strong sunlight and well-drained soil. The fruit is known for its bright red seeds called arils, which have a balanced sweet-tart flavor and store relatively well after harvest. Compared to softer fruits, the thick outer skin provides natural protection, reducing damage from pests and handling. A mature plant can produce a consistent yield each season with minimal intervention. To grow successfully, choose the sunniest spot available. Avoid overwatering, as excessive moisture can reduce fruit quality. Pruning is important, especially removing suckers at the base, so the plant can focus energy on fruit production. Harvest when the fruit develops a deep color and a slightly angular shape, rather than being perfectly round. With basic care, this is a long-term, dependable addition to a low-water garden. Plant 3. The jujube. Remember when I said stay tuned for a plant that actually tastes better the more you ignore it? This is it. The jujube is arguably the most drought-tolerant fruit tree on this entire list. While other trees are gasping for air in a heat wave, the jujube is just getting started. These fruits are a revelation. Fresh off the tree, they're crisp and sweet like a honey apple. But if you leave them on the branch to dry and wrinkle slightly, they transform into nature's spice cake, chewy sweet, and tasting exactly like a date with a hint of cinnamon. It's a survivalist's dream, because the fruit naturally dehydrates right on the tree, giving you a shelf-stable snack that lasts for months without any refrigeration. Stick this in the hottest, driest corner of your yard, the kind of place where even grass refuses to grow. It needs that intense sun to develop its sugar content. To guarantee a massive harvest, don't over-fertilize. Too much nitrogen will give you lots of leaves but zero fruit. Just let it stress out a little. When the fruit turns from green to a mahogany brown, it's ready. For that spice cake flavor, leave them until they start to wrinkle. Plant 2. The fig. If you're looking for a plant that delivers the highest sugar content with the lowest amount of water, the fig is your answer. This tree is a true survivor in every sense of the word. You'll often spot them thriving around abandoned houses that haven't seen a drop of hose water in decades. It doesn't just stay alive, it pumps out honey-filled fruits that taste like premium jam straight off the branch. The best part, it's incredibly fast. While other trees make you wait 5 years for a harvest, a fig can start producing as early as its second year. It craves the heat, ignores pests, and if a freak freeze kills the top, it'll often sprout right back from the roots and fruit that same season. It's essentially an immortal fruit tree. Figs actually love having tight roots, so they're perfect for large pots or planting near stone walls. Pick the hottest, sunniest spot in your yard. The higher the heat, the sweeter the fruit. The secret to the perfect harvest is watching the droop. Don't pick them while they're standing tall. Wait until the neck of the fruit bends and hangs down. That's when the sugars have fully concentrated into that sticky, honey-like texture. Plant 1. The mulberry. Here it is, the undisputed king of drought-tolerant food security. If I could only choose one tree to feed a family in a harsh climate, it would be the mulberry. Why? Because it's a 3-in-1 powerhouse. First, it yields a massive sweet harvest for months on end. Second, the leaves are edible and packed with protein, great for you or your livestock. Third, it grows so fast it provides instant shade to cool down your home. The mulberry is a growth monster, easily shooting up 3 to 6 feet a year, even in poor soil. Its deep taproots hunt for underground water, making it completely self-sufficient once established. Whether you want fresh berries, shade for the kids to play under, or a reliable food source that never fails, the mulberry is the heavyweight champion. Since these grow like wildfire, choose your spot carefully. Keep them away from walkways, unless you want purple footprints all over your house. To keep harvesting easy, be aggressive with pruning every winter to keep the tree at a manageable height. This forces the plant to focus on bigger, sweeter berries, rather than just getting taller. You can even just stick a cutting in the ground, keep it moist for a month, and boom, you've got a new tree for free. So there you have it, the 10 toughest, most reliable fruit plants that turn a dry backyard into a permanent food bank. The truth is, we don't just plant these for the free snacks or the lower water bills. We plant them so that years from now, when the weather gets unpredictable or the world feels a bit more uncertain, our kids can still walk into the backyard and find something sweet to eat. That is the real power of a resilient garden. Which of these survivors are you planting first? Are you going for the security guard, agarita, or the 100-year Texas persimmon drop? A comment below. I read every single one, and I'd love to hear about your project. Don't leave your garden to chance. If you find this guide helpful, hit that like button and subscribe. By joining this community, you're not just getting gardening tips. You're joining us in building a freer and more sustainable lifestyle.